Whoa, what's going on, guys? It is a good day. It is a chest day. Man, let me tell you, we've got a lot going on today. We got a lunch meeting, we got a dinner meeting. I beat up my clients this morning. I'm ready to go train right now. Get some work done after that. And it's chest day, baby. But let me tell you a little nice hidden gem of a surprise today. A buddy of mine was coming to the gym. He texted me last night, and he brought me a pound of peppered steak in like this gravy he makes. Man, I'm excited. You know, it's like when you're worried about your kids getting into a stranger's van when they offer them candy, right? And people think like, oh, they'll outgrow that, it'll be okay. Oh boy, this is dead stopped traffic. That's not great. Oh boy. Well, anyway, long story short with that one is, well, now it's way less fun to talk about. But if we were in a white van, right, and you said, hey, John, we've got steaks in here. Immediately I'm assuming they're medium rare, because if they're well done, or rare, or blue, or anything, but if they're well done, you know, it's not a steak anymore, it's a hockey puck. And that's just ruining a fine cut of meat. But if you're telling me, John, I have some steaks in the car, man, we're going wherever you want to go. So long as, for the duration of the trip, there's enough steak to keep me satisfied. You know, I'm not opposed to being bribed like that. And I'll admit it. I'll be the first one to admit it. You can see the speed we're going at right now. The lightning speed. Which is a shame. Because, oh, there come the ambulances. 1, 2, 3. And a trooper. Jeez. And a cop car. There's a lot going on here, people. Oh well. What are you gonna do, right? So, I'll let these guys pass before I start talking. I was in line. What in line? God, you see the cars in front of us now. It's an absolute shit show. Oh my god. Well, anyway. God, everybody's getting off. Everybody's getting off at this exit. I might actually have to put this place in the GPS. The gym. I know how to get there, but not from exiting strange places. Oh boy. Kooky crazy, guys. Kooky crazy. But anyway, you just listen to me stutter and ramble for a minute. Training chest today. So chest, core, and calves. Chest, core, calves. Feeling good. I think my weight's going to be up a little bit today. The 11 meals have been doing me justice, and I reintroduced something I did a long time ago, ironically because my buddy Mike mentioned it in the gym when I was talking to him yesterday. He's like, yeah, you know, I'll get up in the middle of the night and I'll have a shake. I'm like, you son of a bitch. I'm like, man, I did that forever. It wasn't a shake, though. I used to drink egg whites and I went back to bed. But I need some more calories than that. So from here on out, I'm trying to see if I can go forward or not. Like, I'd rather sit it out and go the right way then add 20 freaking minutes to my commute to the gym. You know, I got supplements in me, man. We're trying to grow. I see why people have like 6 foot tall lifted pickup trucks now, because you know I'd be able to see over everything. Anyway, we God, this is a cluster. I tell you what, an absolute shit show. Is it one lane? Oh, this. Everybody has to get off. I'm going to come back to you guys in a little bit. So, we're back not long after we left, because there's a nice little roundabout port here to kind of get back on the parkway, past where it's blocked off. It wasn't a good accident. It looks like a Durango. Some old lady driving like a big SUV hit a biker. I don't see the biker anywhere, which, you know, I pray they took him to the hospital and he's okay, but it didn't look good, man. You know, you gotta be careful. You know, I hope he's all right. And I hate that, man. Something I've said for a long time is driving's a privilege, right? It's not a right. It's far from a right. That being said, I do believe that once you're, let's say, 65 years old, you know what I mean? You should be required to take a cognitive test and a driving test every year, or maybe every other year until you're 70, but then every year, once a year. You know, nobody who's 70 years old is too busy to go to the DMV one day and retake a test. But that being said, man, it's disgusting. There's, especially on Long Island, you see it all the time, where you'll have somebody who's, you know, 80, 90 years old crashing into a 7-Eleven and say like, oh, I thought it was the brake, and they slammed on the gas and they drove through the building. It's like, man, you know, because you're 90, you know, you could have killed a family of 4, you know, in their 30s with 2 children, because of this thing that you really shouldn't be operating. You know, half the time their, you know, face is completely against the windshield, and they're either going way too fast or they don't look where they go. They're just closing their eyes and driving. It's a sad thing. It's a sad thing, and it's a really it's a shame, man. You know, there's a line. And the kicker is, we've all got a bad ego on us, where anybody will always say, no, I'm still okay to drive. I'm fine. Everything's fine. You know, until they do something like that. And even so, they'll blame something else. They'll blame their feet. They'll blame somebody jumped in front of them. You know, the building wasn't there yesterday, or whatever it is. But at the end of the day, you know, it's like, not to bring politics into it, but if you took Biden, you know, how he acts and how people look at him, you know, let alone running a country, you wouldn't let that guy drive a car. It's lunacy. You look at him, he's stampering, he's going the wrong direction, this, that, and the next thing. But somebody like him is a perfect example that has dementia, where you wouldn't trust them behind the wheel of a vehicle. doing, 70 miles an hour in a couple 1,000-pound machine. What are you, nuts? You're asking for trouble at that point, man. And there's some people that are in their 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever it is, that are sharp as a tack. And they're good and they're fine. The vast majority are not. And let them keep driving, Let them pass a cognitive test. And let them pass a driving test. And say, cool, you're still good. Just want to make sure so the roads are safe for everybody. But you take people who just blatantly shouldn't be on the road anymore, and they kill people. It's not a joke. It's not like, oh, they're driving too slow, they're holding up traffic, which is true. And if that was the only case, then that'd be great. But, they're killing people. And it's a real big problem. Recently there was a case of the guy was like in his 70s, 80s, and he was drunk. And he drove through someone's house. Just drove through their house. Alcohol aside, because of course that's a major issue of it, you can't be doing any of that at that age, You shouldn't be behind the wheel if you're going to make decisions like that. You shouldn't be drinking and driving, obviously, duh. But man, it's a shame. And I don't know what's going on today, but I've seen like 4 major accidents so far, and it's 9:45 a.m. There's been a lot of stuff going on today, and none of it good, man. None of it good. But I pray that guy's all right. That's all I can say. I wish the best for him. I hope he's good. And I hope the people that are guilty of that stuff don't just get a slap on the wrist like, oh, would you stop it? You know what I mean? They're senior citizens, but you can't treat them like they're children, because then they act like children. Sometimes you gotta discipline them. I'm not talking about throwing old people in jail, but hey dude, you're not driving anymore. Period. End of conversation. Figure it out. And I hope you didn't piss off your entire family, and I hope you had some kids to help you out, because this is unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. But anyway, rant over. We're back on track, back en route to the gym, and chest, calves, abs today. Everything's feeling good. I'm expecting a nice pump today. I think my weight's going to be up at least a smidge. It's all I can really ask for. The additional bumping my meals up to 11 a day, kind of 12 technically, with what I do in the middle of the night, is extremely helpful. My body feels good doing it for sure. I think it's what it needed. And what I was mentioning before was, in the middle of the night, I used to wake up and have a meal. Religiously. Every night, no matter what. It was meal time at like 3:30 a.m. Now, that slipped out of my program somehow. I think it was when I was in... It wasn't prep, because it wasn't that long ago. I think it was just something I was like away with my girl for like over the weekend or something, and it was then like a couple days after that I didn't get any sleep, so I didn't wake up in the middle of the night to eat. It was one of those things that just kind of slips away and you forget about it. And I was talking to my boy Mike in the gym yesterday, and he's like, yeah, in the middle of the night I'll get up, have a shake, whatever, just to make sure I have my calories in when I'm like really serious bulking. And I was sitting there, I'm like, I forgot about that. It's one of those things I completely disregarded because it wasn't even on my mind. Except I never had a protein shake at that time of night. I always drank egg whites that late because it was quick. I would drink them, go right back to bed. But I wanted some more calories, so I picked up some protein bars. It's a really high quality. Let me show you this. It's not a high quality. It's a really high calorie protein bar brand. So I'm having them when I wake up in the middle of the night. As soon as I get up in the middle of the night to pee, I'll have a bar as well. And it's about 400 calories. 20 grams of protein, nothing crazy. 20 grams of carbs, 13 fat. But just to add an additional 400 calories a day, it helps, for sure. I could feel it even this morning. I just felt a little bit less flat, if you will, And it was funny because I was when I got up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, I'm like, all right. So I grabbed the bar. I was like, half asleep. Grabbed the bar, ripped it open. It was like starting to bite it. I was walking to the bathroom. And I was standing there, taking a leak with like a protein bar in one hand, something else in the other. Just taking a leak real quick. I woke up in the morning, there was like little specks of chocolate in the sink. I'm like, what the fuck's in my sink? I'm like, oh, that's right. I was eating and washing and doing everything. Went back to bed. But I think it helped. I really do think it helped. I'm going to, excuse me. I'm going to look into some more high calorie options than the bars I bought, but the ones I bought, I've had them before. They taste good. I'm always good with them. And I don't like to rely on them. So at least I know that's a solid 400 calories in the middle of the night. Because I want to be able to eat it quick. You know what I mean? I don't want to go microwave something, heat up a meal. Because then at that point your body's wide awake again. But if I can keep my eyes closed, chomp on a bar while I'm taking a leak and go back to bed, that's not so bad. I'm basically in the middle of a REM cycle the whole time. I'm half asleep. I don't even think I woke my dog up doing that. I'm sure he looked at me and stuff, but he didn't get up like, oh, what's Dad cooking? He's like, huh? Okay, Dad, good night. So for chest today, here's what I'm thinking. We'd go in there, warm up with the reverse pitches and the single arm cable flies. A little blood in the pecs just to warm things up a bit. From there, go into a decline hammer plate loaded press. Some type of flat press. Some type of incline press, which I'm a little skeptical about because those inclines they get me, man. They get me sometimes. From there, calves. Go into some flies. Abs. And then, unfortunately, the posing room had people in it yesterday. Hopefully. And it was like somebody doing bikini girl coaching. It was not like a boy, like one of my boys where I can walk in and throw a camera up and stuff. It was somebody teaching somebody how to pose, so, you be respectful, you do the right thing. It just wasn't my day to use the room, which is okay. Because it's not just my room, unfortunately. But hopefully we'll be able to pose afterwards, see what's going on. And on that note, my friends, we're not quite close enough yet to drink my pre-workout. Same thing. I have my classic pre I have every single day, which is a scoop of the cherry cola, all black everything, regular pre, scoop of their pumping agent, the tiger's blood, and a scoop of the creatine, which is just the unflavored one because I put that in some other stuff later too. They have a flavored creatine. From what I hear, it's good. I'll be honest, I haven't tried it yet. But the unflavored is always my go-to because I can put it in anything. I'll put it like my juice, my fruit juice, post-workout to get more in me and things like that. But on that note, my friends, I'm probably going to slam this in about 5 minutes. I don't have much else to talk about, and I'll see you inside. Woo! What's going on, guys? So, the weight's up a smidge today. We're up 1.2 pounds from last week, today's date, Monday, Tuesday to Tuesday. As of yesterday, we're up 0.2. We should be a little more than that. So I gotta inquire about what's going on because I know it's not my food and I know it's not my training. But we have a decent chest pump today. Let's see what we look like. Then we're gonna stretch afterwards and get out here and continue the day, baby. You know? Chest, core, calves today. Please hold, and the hat will fall off. Okay. Whew. All right. I mean, we're in great shape right now. Ooh. That's for sure. Core looks good. Whew. What does that side chest look like? We don't look bad by any means, right? It's just we're not as bulky as we were. Whew. You know, which some people like this look a little better. I prefer to be big and bulky. So we're gonna have to do something about that. Legs look fine. But yeah. From the side they're pretty nasty. Oh, it's a decent hammy right there too. Whew. Yeah, you know, that's the quick and dirty. We're still like 10 pounds under, actually 10 pounds pretty much on the dot of where we were. But we'll get that back sooner or later, guys. Keep training hard, sleeping hard, eating even harder, and I'll see you tomorrow.